Alright, I've finished up my Jedi Fallen Order hilt, and I'm using a bunch of the new features that are coming for ProffieOS5 in this, and I wanted to just kind of demo the hilt as well as some new styles, which will be added to the library, as well as how you can take all the new features that are coming to actually make this as close to the video game as possible. So what I've got, you have the swing on, obviously, which everybody's been seeing. But then in addition, so I have a new blade style. Actually, I have multiple new blade styles coming. This is meant to mimic more like the game's it's got a little bit of a flicker and a little bit of travel to it. So hopefully the camera's picking up the little bit of a blade motion there, which is similar to the game. I also put accents in the damage section that respond to the hilt being on or off. So when it's off, they spark, and then when it's on, it'll mimic the blade style. But then in the game, as you know, you can change through 8 different colors. So using multi-phase, which is a feature that I added in my gesture prop file for 4.7, you can actually do the live preset change. So in the game, each color has its own sound, and I picked up the font where there's the 8 sounds for the 8 colors. So using multi-phase, you can actually, just like in the game, change the color and the sound at the same time. And what it's doing is it's doing a live preset change. So multi-phase does a live preset change, so your blade is ignited, but then if you hold the aux button and twist, it'll go to the next preset, and you can keep doing that so you can go through your 8 colors. And I purposely set this config up with just those 8 styles and those 8 fonts so that this saber reacts exactly like in the game. And then in addition, obviously, with the new OS5 battle mode, you can also have all your actions be very much like in the game. But let me demo the multi-phase first. So I've got, this is the blue color with the blue style and the blue hum. So I have the volume down on the saber on purpose just so everybody can hear me. But the hum is different, the font is different for each color. So now if I hold my aux button and twist, now I've got my green blade, and it's got the green effects. And if you can hear, it actually changed the font as well. So it changes it changes basically to the next preset, but you don't have to turn the blade off, change the preset, turn it back on. It's going to be a live change. So that's my green blade. Oops. That's going to be purple. And again, different font, different effect. Orange. And different font. Yellow. Cyan. That's the magenta. And then the indigo. And then back to the blue. So there's only 8 presets on this. Using multi-phase, I can go through it just like when you're designing the saber in the game. And then in addition, I have battle mode on this, which is coming to alpha testing soon. I'm just finishing it up. I did do an update on my Tuesday live show that I'm just working with Frederick to get the code cleaned up. Then we'll get it merged in so that everybody can start the alpha testing on it. And multi-phase will be part of that. So I'll have that in the demonstration. But if you haven't seen the new battle mode for ProffieOS5, what it does is it changes lockup, melt, and drag from needing buttons to making it just react to your saber. So while in battle mode, if you hit something, if you clash and pull away, you're going to get a clash effect. But if you clash against a saber and you keep it still, it goes into lockup, so you don't have to hold any buttons. So, and then you get your lockup, and then when you pull away, it deactivates lockup. In addition, you can do downward blocks. Oops. Or you can do downward lockup. And if you want to do drag, it changes drag from being just a down and clash to a down and stab. And then when you lift up, it'll end. And then lastly, you do have melt. And again, all of the lockup, the drag, and the melt in battle mode are just gesture controlled. There's no button press. It reacts to how what happens after you do the action. So after you clash, if you hold your saber still, it does lockup until you pull away. If you clash and pull away, it just does clash. Melt is based on the impact, and then the pull away, and same with drag. It's the impact of a stab down, and then the pull away ends it. So in battle mode, there's no buttons needed for all that. Another thing that I haven't shown too much in battle mode, I did in the live, is if you you can actually use the multi-blast mode as well. So to make it even more like the game, on top of all the gesture controls for lockup and melt and drag, you can also make it so you have multi-blast, which basically when you go into multi-blast, every swing will deflect a blaster bolt. So instead of having to continuously mash on your aux button, you can use multi-blast and battle mode together. So if you hold aux for a second and let go, you'll get a missed fire. So you'll get a blaster sound, but no blaster effect on the blade. So that was the blaster sound, but there was no effect. Now, every time I swing, I'm going to get a blaster deflection. So you can block multiple incoming blasts just by swinging, but not having to press the button. But multi-blast mode is disabled when you do a clash, or if you retract the blade. That's so that you can have a duel. So you can be blocking a bunch of bolts, and then you go into lockup, get out of lockup, and now you can swing normal. So multi-blast mode with multi-blast with battle mode, any clash or impact will end multi-blast automatically. You can go back into it just by holding aux, or if you retract the blade, it'll also turn off multi-blast. So multi-blast still lets you essentially do blast mode with gestures, but just because for realism and for control, multi-blast mode is basically turned back off automatically if you clash or lock up or any of those things. But so with the new prop file coming for OS5 with the multi-phase capability, multi-blast, as well as the battle mode with smart lockup and drag and melt, I've made this saber pretty close to like in the game. And I do have new effects coming to the library, so I'm going to have the new styles based on the colors. Along with the new colors, I will have the new accent sparking that I showed, which I think I showed. If I didn't show, when the blade is off, it has a kind of an erratic sparking effect, and then when it's on, it follows the blade effect. So those will get added to the library for anybody who's interested in them. And then battle mode will be coming along with everything else for alpha testing very shortly once we get everything else fine-tuned. But I got the hilt done. My goal was to make this as much like the game as possible, and now with all the features coming for OS5, this is pretty damn close. So I'm excited, and I'm excited for everybody to test everything out and try it. So hope you enjoy. Thanks.